Andrew Lost on the Reef by J. C. Greenburg. Andrew's World. Andrew Double. Andrew is 10 years old, but he's been inventing things since he was 4. Some of his inventions have gotten him into trouble, like the time he shrunk himself, his cousin Judy, and his little silver robot Thud smaller than the foot of a flea with the atom sucker. Andrew is in hot water again. He fooled around with his Uncle Al's underwater vehicle, the water bug. Now Andrew, Judy, and Thud are about to meet some of the most dangerous creatures on Earth. Judy Double. Judy is Andrew's 13-year-old cousin. She thought she was too smart to let Andrew drag her into another crazy adventure. But that was before he showed her the water bug. Now she's busy trying to save giant squids. Thud. The handy ultra-digital detective. Thud is a super smart robot and Andrew's best friend. This hasn't been an easy trip for Thud. He's a little worried about what's next. Uncle Al. Andrew and Judy's uncle is a top-secret scientist. He invented Thud and the water bug. Uncle Al is worried about Andrew, Judy, and Thud. He's finishing up a new underwater vehicle called the Seahorse so that he can rescue them. The water bug. It used to be an old Volkswagen Beetle until Uncle Al turned it into a submarine. Now it has a glass floor, a sharky fin on its roof, and a bathroom in the back seat. Andrew, Judy, and Thud are pretty safe when they're inside it. Too bad it's trapped on the ocean floor. Soggy Bob slogans. This bad guy of the sea is building Animal Universe, the biggest theme park in the world. But Soggy Bob doesn't care about the animals. He hung a sign above the aquarium in Squid World. It says Soggy Bob's giant squidwitch is coming soon. Now Soggy Bob is after Andrew, Judy, and Thud, too. Will they be able to stop Soggy Bob from turning giant squids into giant snacks? Or will Soggy Bob get them into the biggest double trouble ever? 1. Trapped. Now I know what it feels like to be a fish. Thought Andrew Double. That was because Andrew's underwater vehicle, the water bug, was tangled in a huge net at the bottom of the ocean. On the other side of the net were craggy mountains of coral and fish that looked like slices of a rainbow. Cheese Louise, said Andrew's 13-year-old cousin, Judy. She was sitting next to Andrew in the passenger seat. Maybe Soggy Bob set a trap to keep us from getting to the giant squids first. Soggy Bob slogans wanted to capture a giant squid and turn it into giant squid witches. Andrew and Judy were trying to stop him. Maybe the water bug can rip through the net, said Andrew. He pushed the gas pedal to the floor. VRO 0000000M. The water bug used to be a Volkswagen Beetle. It had a glass floor, a sharky fin on its roof, and a bathroom in the back seat. The water bug whammed into the net, bounced off, and thumped into the ocean floor. Now the water bug's paddle wheels were caught in the net. A herd of tiny yellow box-shaped fish fluttered up to the windshield. Their big blue eyes peered in curiously at Andrew and Judy. Meep. Try Octotool, came a squeaky voice. It was Andrew's little silver robot and best friend, Thud. He was sitting in a pocket of Andrew's underwater suit. Good idea, Thud, said Andrew. He pressed a black button on the dashboard. Untangle water bug, said Andrew into a microphone near the steering wheel. Glurp. We'll try, came the voice of the water bug. The hood of the water bug popped open and the gray tentacles of the Octotool slithered out. They snatched at the net and tugged. But the water bug wasn't coming free. Instead, the Octotool's tentacles got tangled in the net, too. Glurp. Alert! Alert, said the water bug. Octotool trouble. Tentacles trapped. Oh, said Andrew. Looks like we'll have to get out and do it ourselves. Judy groaned. Cheese Louise! The last time we left the water bug, we got swallowed by a whale. Andrew wasn't listening to her. While we're out there, he said, we can get the lava boogers out of the super sniffer. On the hood of the water bug was a nose-like invention called the super sniffer. It tracked things in the water the way a dog tracks things on land, by smell. Andrew and Judy needed the super sniffer to find the giant squids. They had to get to them before Soggy Bob. But the super sniffer was clogged up with lava boogers from an underwater volcano. Look, said Andrew. He pointed to a part of the net ahead of them. It was squirming. Something else is caught in the net, Meep. Lots of animals get caught in old fishing net, said Thud. Seals. Turtles. Dolphins. Judy's eyes got wide. You mean a dolphin could be trapped in there? She said. Yoop. Yoop. Yoop, said Thud. Judy sighed. We've got to get out there right away and see what it is. Judy and Andrew pulled their Bubble Duds helmets over their heads. Their Bubble Duds were bumpy green suits that let Andrew and Judy breathe underwater. There were headphones inside the helmets that let them talk to each other, too. Andrew made sure Thud's bubble bag was tightly closed. Thud was never supposed to get wet. Then Andrew sealed Thud inside a front pocket of his Bubble Duds. Andrew and Judy pressed buttons on the sides of their seats. Flamp! Their seats flipped over, and they popped outside the water bug. Peering through the green water, Andrew saw that the net was drooping from strange tall shapes. They reminded him of the ribs of a dinosaur. Andrew and Judy swam over to the squirming bundle in the tangled net. Suddenly Judy stopped. Wait a minute, she said. What if it's a shark? Mermaid? We'll have to be careful, said Andrew. The bundle was as big as a basketball player, a very fat basketball player. Little by little, Andrew and Judy tugged the net away from it. The first thing they saw was a flopping tail. It looked like a big gray ping-pong paddle. That's not a shark tail, said Judy. Meep. Manatee tail, said Thud. Manatee called sea cow. Eat lots of grass. Look! Thud's face screen flashed a picture of an animal that looked like a lumpy beach toy. Oh, said Judy, pulling the net away from a flapping flipper. A long time ago, sailors thought manatees were mermaids. Manatees are gentle and sweet. Maybe, said Andrew. But a manatee sure doesn't look like a pretty girl with long hair and a fish tail. He dragged the net away from a chubby face with tiny round eyes. It looks more like a baked potato with flippers, he said. Meep. Manatee mammal, like dolphin, said Thud. Gotta breathe. Soon. Let's hurry, said Judy. At the count of 3, pull your end of the net, Andrew. 1, 2, 3. Erg, said Judy. Woofers, said Andrew. Finally, the manatee was free. It nodded its pudgy head, paddled its flippers, and circled up into the water. But it couldn't find a way through the net. We have to find a hole in the net, said Andrew. Judy shook her head. We need to cut through it, she said. I'll see what I can find in the water bug, Meep. Gotta hurry, said Thud. Not much time left for manatee. Andrew swam along the net, searching desperately for a hole. Judy scuffled quickly toward the water bug, kicking up silvery puffs of sand with every step. Then Judy noticed the top of a brown bottle sticking out of the sand. She leaned over and pulled it up. Crack! It broke. Judy was holding half a bottle. She used a shell to dig up the other half, then carefully picked it up. Andrew! Judy yelled as she scurried back toward the manatee. She handed Andrew half of the broken bottle. The edges were jagged and sharp. "Be super careful," she said, "but start chopping the net." Judy and Andrew began hacking away. Soon they had cut a big hole. The manatee seemed to understand. It came up to the opening in the net and swam through. Andrew and Judy watched the chubby creature paddle toward the surface. "Yay," said Andrew. "We saved the manatee." Judy smiled. Andrew looked closely at the broken bottle in his hand. The glass was thick and wavy. There were bubbles in it. Seashells were stuck to it. "This doesn't look like the glass bottles you get at the store," said Andrew. Bottle old, said Thud. "Maybe 200 years. "How do you know?" asked Andrew. "Meep." "Bubbles in glass," said Thud. "Old bottle made by blowing hot glass. Glass blower stick hot glass lump at end of pipe, then blow glass like bubble gum." Thud pointed to the huge bony shapes that surrounded them. "This bottle come from old shipwreck," he said. "Wowzers schnauzers," said Andrew. "Maybe it's a pirate ship. Or maybe it's an explorer's ship," said Judy. "Let's see what we can find," said Andrew. "First things first," said Judy. "We need to get the water bug untangled and unclog the super sniffer." "I guess you're right," said Andrew. Andrew set to work untangling the net from the octotool tentacles. Judy cut the net away from the water bug's paddle wheels. Then Andrew reached into a pocket and pulled out the nose pick, a fuzzy finger on a handle. "I'll get those lava boogers," he said. Andrew poked around inside the super sniffer and dug out 3 rough black stones. "Got 'em," Andrew announced. Now the super sniffer should be able to pick up the trail of the giant squid. "We'd better leave fast," said Judy. "Before Soggy Bob finds us again." "But we can't go without exploring the shipwreck," said Andrew. "I think I see something." Near one of the ship's ribs, a ray of light glinted off the sand. Andrew scurried over and pulled up a small round case made of metal. It had a lid that was stuck shut. Andrew pried the lid open with a shell. "Neato mosquito," he said. "Look what I found." "It's an old compass, Meep." "Purple button blinking," squeaked Thud. "Unkai Al coming." 3 bad things in small packages. Thud's purple button popped open and a purple hologram of Uncle Al zoomed out. Andrew and Judy's Uncle Al was a top-secret scientist. He'd invented the water bug in Thud. "Hey, guys," said the Uncle Al hologram. "So glad you're back, Uncle Al," said Andrew, slipping the compass into a pocket. "You've been gone a long time," said Judy. "Meep." "Hiya, Unkai," said Thud. Uncle Al was smiling, but his eyebrows were scrunched together in a worried look. "Have you, gotten out of the whale yet?" he asked. When Uncle Al visited them by hologram, he could hear them but not see them. Judy rolled her eyes. "We sure did," she said. "We, got pooped out," said Andrew. "That's great," said Uncle Al. His smile stretched across his face. "Great," said Judy. Uncle Al shrugged. "It's a lot better than not getting out at all," he said. "But where are you now?" Andrew brushed away a purple-striped fish nibbling on the knee of his bubble duds. "The water bug got trapped in a fishing net," he said. "We're outside untangling it. It looks like we're near a coral reef." Something that looked like a baseball swam up to Andrew's face mask. It had 8 little tentacles. "Wowzers," said Andrew. "That's weird." "What is?" asked Uncle Al. "It's a tiny little octopus," said Andrew. Look, said Judy. It's got beautiful blue rings. They're flickering like a neon sign. Good golly, Miss Molly, yelled Uncle Al, that's a blue-ringed octopus. Move away from it. Now. Andrew ducked. Judy crossed her arms. What's the big deal about a cute little octopus? She asked. Uncle Al's eyebrows wiggled up his forehead like fuzzy caterpillars. Judy, that cute little octopus is deadly, said Uncle Al. Bizarro, said Judy, backing away. Where's the octopus now? Asked Uncle Al. It's circling around us, said Andrew, like a fly looking for a place to land. Do you see any shells or small stones? Asked Uncle Al. Andrew picked up the lava boogers he had removed from the super sniffer. Got some, said Andrew. Throw them as far as you can, said Uncle Al. Andrew threw them one at a time. The octopus followed. The octopus is going after them, said Andrew. Great, said Uncle Al. The octopus probably thinks they're clams or mussels. It likes to eat them. Uncle Al rubbed his chin. The good thing about the blue-ringed octopus is that it tells me where you are, he said. Those deadly little guys live around the Great Barrier Reef. It's a coral reef near the eastern coast of Australia, Meep. Great Barrier Reef more than 1,000 miles long, said Thud. Made by lots of tiny coral animals. Great Barrier Reef biggest thing ever made by animal. Wowzers, said Andrew. We were inside the blue whale, the biggest animal that ever lived. Now we're right next to the biggest thing that animals ever made. Uncle Al nodded. The Great Barrier Reef is a strange and beautiful place. It's also home to the most dangerous animals on Earth. Danger comes in small packages there. And sometimes you can't see it at all. Huh, said Judy. Well, said Uncle Al, blue-ringed octopuses are hard to see. They can be as small as ping-pong balls, and they don't show their beautiful blue rings until they get mad. Then it's too late. Too late? Asked Judy. Like all octopuses, said Uncle Al, our blue-ringed friends have sharp, parrot-like beaks. They could bite right through your bubble duds. The poison in their saliva can kill a person in minutes. So rule number 1 is never make a blue-ringed octopus mad. But I didn't do anything to get it mad, said Andrew. Uncle Al scratched his head. That's strange, he said. There are other creatures to watch out for too, like the meep. Sea wasp jellyfish. Thud interrupted. Ah, yes, said Uncle Al. If there was a contest for the most dangerous creature on Earth, the sea wasp would win. It's a small, box-shaped jellyfish with tentacles 15 feet long. Its sting can kill a person in seconds, meep. Sea wasp clear like glass, said Thud. Hard to see. But bubble duds protect Druid and Udi from sea wasp. Yes, said Uncle Al, but if there's even a tiny hole in your bubble duds, you could get stung. And please do not touch any -KK, KKK. KKKKK came a scratchy sound through Andrew's and Judy's headphones. The Uncle Al hologram started spinning. It shrank down to a tiny dot and disappeared. Well, I'll be a bullfrog's brother, growled a voice through their headphones. It's those double brats again. Oh no, said Judy. It's Soggy Bob. 4, clack. 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 Andrew saw a silvery streak coming toward them. It was Soggy Bob's underwater vehicle, the Crab Mobile. Get into the water bug, Judy, said Andrew. Andrew and Judy swam to the underside of the water bug and pressed the buttons under the seats. Flamp. The seats flipped out. Andrew and Judy strapped themselves in and pressed the buttons on the sides of the seats. Flamp. They flipped back into the water bug. Glurp. Just in time, said the water bug. Andrew pushed the gas pedal all the way to the floor and felt the paddle wheels start to spin. The water bug began to pull itself out of the sand. Clack! 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 The claws of the crabmobile were cutting through the net above them. The water bug zoomed forward and sped through the hole they had made for the manatee. But before they could get away, a door at the front of the crabmobile slid open. A big black suction cup on a thick black cord shot out. Boing! It stuck to the hood of the water bug. Andrew and Judy slammed against their seats. Then wham, the water bug snapped forward. Woofers, said Andrew. Airy, said Judy. It feels like someone's playing volleyball with my stomach. Ploo-you-ump. The water bug's rubber blubber buggy bumper bounced into the front of the crabmobile. Its glass dome was right in front of them. Inside they could see the shiny bald head of Soggy Bob Sloggins. His thin lips were twisted into a nasty smile. Awk! 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 Came the mocking laugh of Bob's ultra-robot parrot partner, Burp. He was flapping his wings on the back of Soggy Bob's zebra-striped chair. Andrew and Judy heard the rustle of Burp's blue metal feathers. Hope you like my no-go yo-yo, said Soggy Bob happily. Ever since he had attacked the water bug with his electrical eel, Soggy Bob could talk to Andrew and Judy whenever he wanted to. But they couldn't talk back. "I gotcha now, you mud puppies," snickered Soggy Bob.